What are we doing? What are we doing?
So we trade for my boy.
I don't think that. I think his team is going to come out and perform. And I think our team's prepared for that. So I'm going to get my boys ready.
What up, Dingo Nation? It's week 5. We just came up.
The most active week of waiver wires so far in the Ultimate Fantasy Football Hub. It was very active and a lot of transactions were on this week. Let's start off with Woody Marks was not on waiver wires this week. Prince Gruber went out there and got him last week before anybody really saw any much attention to Woody Marks. That would have obviously added a lot of drama to the waiver wires. But let's start it off with Jackson Dart for $10 goes to Dingo District. Darius Slayton for $8 goes to 2-4's Lions. As obviously we know, dealing with the Malik Neighbors ACL injury out for the season. Tondre Miller goes for $5 to Team Gallardo, and Isaiah Bond to Team Pirates for $3. I guess Team Pirates really likes what he saw from Isaiah Bond last week and in that Browns offense. Browns defense gets added for $2. We see Rashad Bateman get dropped and Jaguars defense go to that boy Team Gallardo. Jalen Coker was added for $1 from Team Osama. I guess he feels like Jalen Coker is about to get off of IR, so I guess he likes what the potential he sees there. Chase McLaughlin, $0 add to Silence of the Lambs after we saw Chase McLaughlin last week, a few weeks ago actually, get dropped from Silence of the Lambs. Then we go out there and we see a $0 ad of Darren Waller to Team Gallardo. Then we see the big move of the week. Rashad White to Prince Gruber. It was a tie between Prince Gruber and 2-4's Lions of that bid. This was before the Bucky Irvin injury really became big. These were two dudes that did their research and knew that Bucky was probably going to be potentially out. We know Flash 2-4's Lions was very adamant of losing in the Rashad White sweepstakes and regrets that he did not put up more fab dollars. We see Almari DeMarcado get added for $15, the biggest bid this week. And then we see Michael Carter get added for $10 to 2-4's Lions. There's Amari DeMarcado goes to Silence of the Lambs, who is dealing with a bunch of injuries, as y'all will see later on. Jalen Tolbert gets added for $0 to 2-4's Lions Dens, and Malik Neighbors Sally finally gets dropped off at 2-4's Lions Dens. Obviously the injury. And then we see Theo Johnson, and probably the most sneaky deal of the week, we see Rico Dowdle get added a few nights ago, actually 2 nights ago, from Osama for $6. I guess he did his research on the Chuba Hubbard injury and said, I'm going out there and I'm going to get Rico Dowdle. This was before the Chuba Hubbard news became big time, and goes out there and probably makes the steal of the week and gets Rico Dowdle at $6. But yeah, this was the most active week of waiver wires in the Ultimate Fantasy Football Hub going into week 5, and we'll see what week 5 presents to us with all of these injuries and bye weeks killing teams this week. I wanted Rashad White. I knew it. I knew Bucky was going to be out. I said it on Monday. I told everybody about it on Monday. Nobody else put a bid on Rashad White other than Prince Gruber. And I originally put a $6 bid on, $5 bid on Rashad, but I'm like, I just know someone in this league is going to know about this news as well as me. All my sources were telling me Bucky lay in, and then we see the injury. The injury looks like he's not going to be on the field. It looks like a sprain. And we get $7 straight. But Prince Gruber went the tiebreaker because his team is so terrible and it's 0-4, so he wins the waiver order. This hurts. We went out there. We got outbidded by $5 for Amari DeMarcado, but I'm not losing sleep over that. And then we bid $10 for Michael Wilson. Nobody else in the league bid for Michael Wilson. This was probably the most hurtful waiver wires on the 2-4's Lions of the week. But we went out there to get Jalen Tolbert, but man, oh man, Rashad White was supposed to be our savior. He was supposed to be our savior.
18 Pirates. What's up? So, off of waivers this week, I got Isaiah Bond, and whatnot. Judkins trade happened last week, Sad to see him off the team, but I got plans. I got trades I'm going to make. You guys are going to see real soon. That's all I'm going to say.
Ultimate Fantasy Football Hub. Week number 5 matchups. It's been a classical performance so far, but let's just show the standings right here. Before we get to these matchups, these are the standings so far. A lot has changed from last week, but one thing that still stays the same is Team Toggle is still on top of the standings, and Prince Grouper is still on the bottom of the standings. Let's get to these matchups though. Team Gallardo versus a very deteriorating 2-4 Lions Dance. 2-4 Lions that did say this when y'all watch his matchup breakdown, that this is a week from him where all of the drama, all of it goes aside. If they can find a way to get this win this week and go up 3-2, this is a must-win week for Team Gallardo. Right now, he is in positioning to do the punishment in the Ultimate Fantasy Football Hub. He needs a big-time win against probably the easiest matchup he's going to see in the next few weeks. We also see 2-4's Lions Dance in a situation where he has to feel like this is a matchup where he feels like he can go out there and win. We can only see what will happen in this type of matchup. This is a must-win for Team Gallardo. This is a must-win for 2-4's Lions Dance. Josh Jacobs bye week for Team Gallardo, so we'll see how much that impacts him. But he goes out there and trusts Travion Henderson to go out there and do some work, so we will see what happens there. That is that matchup right there. So we play Allen this week, man. It's going to be a tough matchup. We know he has a good team, but he has Jacobs on a bye. And I think we can go out there and win. And I know people are going to think I'm delusional and stuff, but I genuinely believe we can go out there and win. I'm trusting some of the guys I'm playing. I go out there. I'm getting Tolbert. I'm trusting he can go out there, give me a touchdown. We went out there. We got Michael Wilson, so I'm expecting big things from him. And then also, this is an Allen team with Josh Jacobs even in his lineup. He averages about 104 points per game. So to go out there, tell my guys, go out there and get at least 115, 120 points. We're going to go out there and fight. And we're doing this for Malik Neighbors. We're going out there trying to get the win for Malik Neighbors. And then at the end of the day, it also comes down to me trusting my guys in general to just go out there and fight. Give it all you got. We don't have our best player, lost them for the season, but we are still going to go out there and fight. And I feel like the rest of the season is down on me as a GM, and I feel like I'm the best at the league whenever it comes to just straight up GM and whenever it comes to waivers and trades. So yeah, we're doing this for Malik Neighbors. Big time matchup against Allen this week, and we're going out there to win. And we got Prince Gruber versus Dingo District. This right here has a lot waiting on it. Dingo District is a man who can knock out, slay the Prince if he can go in there and win. We know the tough matchup, tough loss he had last week against Osama. A lot that was waiting on that matchup finds a way and they go out there and takes the loss. But he's expecting a bounce back week. This is an 0-4 team. And Dingo District, who he has not been this good in any of our leagues ever. So if he wants to really continue that, you can't come out there and lose to an 0-4 Prince Gruber team. This is a Prince Gruber team who went out there and got Rashad White throughout the week and did some big time moves. We'll see what those do and what they impact the matchup by. But Dingo District versus Prince Gruber. Here we go.
What up, Dingo Nation? It's week 5. We just came off of a terrible loss. I'm not going to talk too much about it. They know what it's about. I know what it's about, There's some things we need to work on as a team. There's some things y'all need to work on as players, and that's all I got to say. But we have to push forward. We have to leave the past in the past and, fight to do better next time. So coming into week 5, I expect us to, get up there, man. I expect us to be in that 130 range, Unless someone gets injured, there should be no reason why we're not in that 130 range. I feel like we got good matchups all around the board. There's some people who are playing hard people, some people playing easy people. I'm not going to name who. But I don't want to see us lose to a team that's 0-4. Besides that, should back this win. If you don't back this win, then this is a lot about. It's not even about it says a lot about the roster I got and the things I need to make. I'm trusting y'all this week again. I need y'all to show up for me. All right, we're 2-2. We can't go 2 and we can't be 2-3. We really want to be. We want to be 4-1, but it's okay. Things happen. So let's go. Let's get after it. Let's fight. If it's a close fight, I at least want us to win. It shouldn't be a close fight, but if it is, we need to win. All right? So, Dingo out.
Next matchup, Team Pirates versus Jude's Scary Team. Or possibly, this is in my personal opinion, the game of the week. We got Team Pirates going out there in a big time matchup against Jude's scary team, in a big time matchup that the winner of this game, depending on how this week goes, could possibly get first place. We see Team Pirates, a team who is very adamant on making moves. We don't know if we'll make any moves before that type of matchup. This is a Jude scary team where this is his first matchup without Tyreek Hill. We'll see how that impacts him, how that impacts the team, if it takes any big time of a difference. But now it is time for that boy Marvin Harrison Jr. to step up for Team Jude scary team, and then puts in Chris Godwin. We'll see if Chris Godwin goes out there and makes a difference for Jude scary team. This right here, from my personal opinion, is the matchup of the week.
But Jude, gonna be tough matchup. I think we got it, bro. I think we can beat Jude. So yeah, just you wait.
But this matchup right here is gonna be very good as well. Team Hoggle, first place in the league, versus Osama bin. And this matchup right here is a big time matchup. One thing that doesn't make this matchup game of the week though is we see the loss of Trey Benson for Team Hoggle and Jalen Warren on the bye. So that does make a big time impact. He also doesn't have DK Metcalf. He also doesn't have Drake London. But despite all of that, he still has a pretty decent amount of chance to go out there and pull up this win against Osama. This is a big time game for Osama too. He goes out there last week against the second place in the standings. Dingo District knocks him down. Now he has a chance to knock down the first place in the standings. We'll see if he responds and meets up to the expectations.
Alright, what up, fam? Osama bin Laden here. This week I'm going against Team Hoggle, the best team in the league, behind me. But you know, his players are on a bye week, so this should be an easy win. I would have loved to go against him, like, you know, with our players being here and everything, but you know, it's all good. I'll take a free win. And yeah, like I said, I'm still winning the league.
Next matchup, probably the stinker matchup of the week outside of 2-4 Lions versus Team Gallardo. Oumar versus Endzone Dogs. Endzone Dogs not only lost Mike Evans last week, now this week loses Lamar Jackson. His team is deteriorating, and then this is an Oumar team where if he doesn't get a win here, he got a lot of questions to do. And then Silence of the Lambs versus Team Terry. Silence of the Lambs is on a string right now. He is starting Amari DiMercado. He is starting Ty J. Spears. He is starting David Njoku and Dallas Goedert. This is a Mecca Buka, Justin Fields, and a bunch of nobodies, as what Fly Reacts would say. This right here for Silence of the Lambs, God bless America. Who does he have on the field? Ty J. Spears is still on IR, and Silence of the Lambs is starting him. That tells you about Silence of the Lambs this week. This could have been a big time matchup if he had a Doomsday and didn't have a Doomsday on the bye. If he didn't lose Chuba Hubbard to an injury, if he didn't lose Bucky Irvin to an injury, if he didn't lose CeeDee Lamb to an injury, this would right here would be the matchup of the week. But all of those guys are out. This is a cakewalk of a matchup for Team Terry. Do not expect any much drama here. But
Team Terry checking in. We're just coming off of a great W. Last week was a hard-fought win. Respect to Allen's team. This week, breaking down, playing against Silence of the Lambs. You know, shows that I'm projected to win by a lot, but I don't think that. I think his team is going to come out and perform, and I think our team's prepared for that. So I'm going to get my boys ready. We're going to be ready for him. And he has a really great team. Even though he has, like, a lot of injuries, his team is still there. Just added DiMercado. So, you know, got a couple more practices before game day, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready by game day, and I'm planning to go on a run right here. You know, I plan to be one of the top teams in the league. So, yeah, that's it. Team Terry out, bro.
yeah, That is it. This is week 5 matchups in the Ultimate Fantasy Football Hub. We'll see what happens. We'll see what takes place, and enjoy. It's gonna be a movie.
I genuinely can't do this no more, game. Rams defense. You're playing against Mac Jones. It's only Christian McCaffrey. You're playing against Jake Tonges, Kendrick freaking Bourne. And you allowed him to... Kendrick Bourne had 140. 140. Jake Tonges was cooking. Kyle Juszczyk was even catching the football. Like, what? Mac Jones gave y'all 300. 300. All I could ask for a defense going against Mac Jones was at least hold them down to at least give me 5. Y'all gave me -2. This dude Oumar is being a little bit difficult, but it's fine. We have dealt with managers like this before. I am not going to bed. I am not going to rest until Rashee Rice is a lion. If anybody that has been close to the Team 2-4 organization knows that Team 2-4 has been striving for that boy Rashee Rice before the season even started. We gave him some deals after deals, overpaying over. We are not resting, not going to sleep, not putting a good night's sleep until Rashee Rice is a line. I am willing to dang near at this point do anything it gets to put Rashee Rice as a line on this team. I've been advocating for Rashee Rice to be a line for a long, long time. And I'm getting to that point where it's like, we will not rest. We will not sleep. And we will not have a great time in our organization until Rashee Rice is a lion. So we're going to make it happen.
Why did Team Terry do this trade? We had Team 2-4 in a horrible position. It's not good at all. He's not doing good. He's not going to do good this season. And Team Terry decides to make a trade and trades away Justin freaking Herbert for Baker Mayfield, Jordan Addison, and that other kid that I forget. Alan Mothers.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Team Terry, Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. Let's be clear on this. It's a fact. It's a fact. He's a better quarterback. Hate to say it. I love Baker. He's so great, but come on. Come on. Team 2-4 won this trade. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Team Terry. Hopefully this trade ends up working out for you like it did with the previous one, but we'll see. We'll see. If any team wants to trade with me, let me know. I'm going to make some offers to trade, so you'll see. You'll see. That's all I got to say.
We trade for my boy Jordan Addison and Justin Herbert. And this right here was a move where we might downgrade slightly at the quarterback position, going from Baker to Justin Herbert. But I feel like Jordan Addison, I like what he brings to this team, but it's not only just trading for Jordan Addison. It's trading Jordan Addison as an asset. Everybody on my team that comes from my team now on is an asset for a future trade. Obviously, we're not in the positions we have been in the last 2 years where we've been one of the best teams. The injuries has cost us to deal with so many different problems. So we're coming in there making this trade just for a trade that leads up to a trade that leads up. So, yeah, that's why I made this trade. I think it was a good trade for us, getting Herbert, getting Addison, and we'll see what happens in our future. I haven't had a good night of sleep yet, bro. Rashee Rice is still not online. He's still not on the team. Hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there.